everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to another inspiring session of Billabong High International School presents Not by the Book, Chapter 6, a platform where real stories spark real change.
Today, we're thrilled to have someone truly special with us, Ms. Honey Sheth, an award-winning content creator, a powerful TEDx speaker, and a voice that resonates with over 200,000 followers on Instagram. Some of us can only dream of that number.
Through her content, Honey breaks stereotypes, sparks important conversations, and most importantly, encourages young minds to own their story. It gives me immense pleasure to invite Miss Honey Sheth onto the stage, and I request our dear principal to felicitate her gracious presence in our school.
So, everyone, are we ready to listen, learn, and be inspired as Ms. Honey Sheth takes us through her journey? Let's give a huge round of applause for Ms. Honey Sheth, everybody. And obviously, you can look forward to questions later.
Any name of your favorite creators right now? I show speed. Okay. That's fantastic. I'm so glad you guys know so many creators, and all of them are from different areas. So they basically create different kind of content. So today, I'm going to tell you guys what actually happens behind the scenes, how you can be the next big thing in the industry, and you are all future content creators sitting right here. So should we start? Come on, louder, guys. You got this. Okay, awesome. Let's get into it. So before we start, let me tell you a little bit about myself, how I ended up here, and what my journey was like. So about 6-7 years ago, I started creating content. But before that, let me tell you, I didn't do any job in a way that would help me reach here today. I actually studied finance because it seemed like the safest bet. In fact, I did my master's in finance because all of my friends were doing it. And I thought that, hey, that obviously has to be the right path. But after that, the only thing I learned was how much I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy the process. I didn't have fun while I was doing that. So I realized that, I like writing a lot. So I did a diploma in journalism while I was doing my finance degree. But after a while, I did an internship. I interviewed a bunch of, Bollywood celebrities, and I thought that, okay, it's still not something that seems to be my calling. What can I do differently? Something that I will enjoy each and every single day. That's when I started doing PR, which is public relations. So I handled communications for various consumer brands for 6 years. And alongside that, I kept on wondering that, hey, I'm telling the brand story, but what if I start telling mine instead? So I started cold DMing brands, which is essentially like just reaching out to brands and telling them, hey, I would love to work for you. I would love to create some content, let's just combine our synergies and take it from there. Somehow that worked out. One collab turned 5, one post turned 10, and a couple of years later, here I am. Isn't that kind of crazy? So yeah, in 2019, I took that leap of faith, and I started doing something I absolutely loved. And in 2023, I hit 100K followers, and I felt like I was on top of the world. It was really my moment. It was really my day. But let me tell you, all of that wouldn't have been possible without curiosity and hard work. And yeah, this year, I was awarded as the best influencer in the beauty space by Impact. So that was pretty much my journey. That's me taking you through the last 10 years of my life, 3 different careers, and months later, here I am. Okay, so while I told you about all of this, things weren't as rosy as they looked. Let me tell you, all of this also comes with a bunch of challenges. And here were the 3 big challenges that I faced. First one, while all of my friends were getting placed by the college, I just didn't land one. I felt like, oh no, that's the end of the world. What am I going to do? All of my friends were celebrating, but I just kind of stood there and I was like, okay, what was I doing wrong? But it's okay. Not everything's going to go your way. But if you work hard, if you work really hard, you can do anything that you wish. Second one was, after I started creating content, a couple of months later, one of my reel went viral. And of course I was like, oh, I'm the star, I was feeling really good about it until I actually saw the comments and they weren't the good kind. And at that point I was like, am I even cut out for this? But I feel like that was such a turning point in my life because I learned how to filter out the noise. And third one was a moment of self-doubt. So last year, I quit my full-time job to do this full-time. And I kept on thinking, like, is this the right decision? Is this something that I should be doing, following my love, following my passion? And a year later, let me tell you, it was. It was one of the best decisions I've made, but only because I had so much love, consideration, and passion for what I was actually doing. Let me ask you, what do you think being a creator means? Anyone?
Being a creator basically means you give entertainment or suggestions to those who are looking for answers or those who are looking for a lot more entertainment. That's what happened to me when I was going to YouTube. So yeah, to me that's what being a creator is.
That's correct.
Ma'am, to me, being a creator is devoting your time to your passion and making people happy.
That's spot on. Anyone else? Okay. So I will tell you what being a creator actually means. So it's more than just posting pretty pictures or pretty reels or anything which doesn't really give value. So what I mean by that is that when you start creating content, you need to put yourself in the shoes of the audience. You need to ask yourself that if you were your own viewer, what would you want to see? Or how can you add value to other people? Because that sparks a real connection. And the minute you've sparked a real connection, that's when you start creating real content. That's when you are unfiltered, you're sharing true life stories, because everyone on the internet has seen a perfect side of things. But what really matters is that you show the real, imperfect version of you, because that's how you know that, hey, this actually makes sense, this is actually relatable, this is someone I can really look up to and someone I can follow. I'll give you one such instance. The reel that I mentioned before that went viral, it had so many negative comments because my skin did not look good. I had a lot of breakouts and I was very underconfident to even post it, but I still did it any which ways. And in the midst of all of those hate comments, there was one person who DM'd me and said that, hey, you really showed what real skin looks like, and that just stayed with me. It's not about reaching out to thousands of people to go viral, but it's about making that one real connection who can actually understand what you're going through and you understand what they are going through. And lastly, when you are a content creator, you're not just a pretty face in front of a camera. So you are the director, editor, writer of your own brand. And what I mean by that is you're doing everything from end to end. You're writing your own script, you're shooting your own video, you are editing your own reel, and you're drafting captions, you're also your own brand manager speaking to different brands, your own finance head, coordinating all of the invoices and negotiations, so you're doing everything end to end. Okay, now this is going to be fun because I want to see how many of you guys wanted to be what kind of creators here today. So let me just first take you through different types of, yes? Okay, so first let me just take you through the different types of creator that you can be today. And I would love to see a show of hands of, what you would like to be. So first up is beauty. If you're someone like me who loves makeup and skincare, the beauty niche is perfect for you. Any beauty enthusiasts here? Yeah, okay. If you love something to do with fashion, if you love putting outfits together, if you know what's going to go well with what, it's your niche. I hope I see you guys creating fashion content soon. Third one, if you love working out, if you love playing games, if you love doing sports, then the fitness niche is for you. Ooh, amazing. Why are you so confused about it? Okay. Next up, if you love going to restaurants, trying new dishes, and you know that your love for food is unmatchable, then you can be the next food blogger. So many of you love my foodies. Okay. Next up, we have travel. So if you love going, oh, everyone loves going on vacation, everyone loves taking pictures here. Interesting. You guys should start posting that. Anyone here who loves tech and gaming? Yeah? Are you guys glued to Xbox or PS? Okay, so you guys can be the next big tech or gaming creator, guys. Let's start creating content today. Does any of you guys have pets? Do you know pets go viral more than people do? Pet videos are consumed so much more. Yeah, pet memes, cute pet reels, everything. You guys should start recording your pets and make an account and let's go. And last is finance. Not bad actually. So you can basically make a career out of it by sharing your finance tips, what to do, what to not do, and you can be the next finance creator. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't mean that one niche is just defined for you. You can be a beauty creator and still create fashion and fitness content. You can be a tech creator and still have a little bit of like pet content. So you can always mix a couple of niches and see what's working out for your audience and try and experiment more things. Okay. Next up, I'm going to tell you what it actually goes behind creating like a 15-second reel, okay? So I'm sure you've all scrolled and you think that, oh, this is just a 15-second reel, like, you know, it seems very casual, like there's nothing going on much. But here's what actually goes behind the scenes. First one, the very first step before you create any reel is you decide the kind of story you want to narrate, which means that you will decide what the hook is, how to make people stop scrolling, and engage them into your content. This is the most important step because that's where you have your idea cave in. Second one, you write a script. So right after you've already decided what your idea is going to be, you start working on a script. I know a lot of times it may seem like, you know, people are just like talking to the camera, it's very like normal, there's nothing going on behind. But very honestly, each and every reel that you see online has a solid script to it, which means they know exactly what to say, at what second to say what, and how to keep you guys hooked to the rest of the video. Third one is shooting and reshooting. So shooting is shooting is basically all of your outfits, angle, light, cameras, everything. And reshooting is especially important if you're working with brands. Brands usually give you 2 rounds of feedback, and that's when you have to kind of reshoot the parts that they do not like as much. And that's, again, everything that falls under shooting and reshooting. Right after that, you have editing. Now, editing is something that will take a little bit of time if you're trying to figure it out by yourself, but there are so many apps and so many important tutorials that you can just go and try, and it's very easy to ace. So you spend a lot of time editing, which includes transitions, cuts, sound, everything. So all of that falls under here, and even the caption, because this is basically where the magic happens. Right after that, if it's a branded video, basically which means if a brand is paying you to post it, you start coordinating with them. That's when they give you brief, feedback, approval, and then there's a little bit of back and forth in terms of the final video that goes live. And right after you've posted the video, you raise an invoice, and that's the last step of your collaboration. So you basically handle all of your business as well, where you end up closing the collaboration by sending an invoice. So do you guys have any question about all of this? So now, when you already know that what actually goes behind a reel, this is your recipe for success. First, consistency. You can't post one reel, then disappear for 2 months, and then come back and post another one. No. The right way to go about it is to make sure that you're posting, say, 1 reel each week, or you're basically consistent. You're putting in the hard work for the love and passion that you have for your own page. And also, it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my reels, I wasn't even sure if I should post, but that ended up becoming my most viewed reel because it was so imperfect. It embraced what your true self is, and which is why you should always opt for consistency over perfection. It does not need to be a 10 on 10. Even a 7 on 10 reel performs really well because it's just so real and it connects with the audience. Next up, understand what your audience wants. It's not about what you want to share. It's about what they need to hear, what they want to hear. How can you make them relate to you? So it's to understand that, okay, so I'll give you an example again. If my audience is facing an issue with, say, a step of makeup, I will try to think from their lens that, okay, how can I make it easy from them? Basically provide a solution to the problem which already exists. And that's when you really know your audience and you can end up building a community. Third one is finding your voice. I mean, you guys know there are so many trends on Instagram right now, and you see all of the creators doing the same thing. But the true challenge is, how do you stand out in an overcrowded space? How do you create something that's very authentic, that's very you? It's still a take on that trend, but in your own unique way. Fourth, be open to learning. Honestly, algorithms change, platforms change, everything changes. But it's about how you are so invested in actually learning how to take over this change, how to make the most out of it, and basically staying ahead of the game. And last, stay authentic. There are so many people who are already trying to be perfect. What you want to be is your true self. You want to share what's really you and make people connect with that. Now, again, like I said, things are always not so rosy, and this is like a flip side of it. This is what no one actually tells you about content creation. There are going to be days where you're burnt out. You think that, okay, like I have no energy to shoot something today, I have no energy to create content today, and that's okay. Like, we all have days where, even when my video is ready, there have been times where I haven't been able to hit post. And it's totally fine. Embrace those days. Second, comparison. You always see that, oh, one person's gotten like 2 million views on their reels, but my content is not performing. Like, why does my video only have 50K views? That's when you need to draw a line. You need to understand that all of you have different voices here, and comparison is just not right. So don't doubt yourself just because the number says so. Third one is dealing with troll or hate comments. It's so easy to sit behind a screen and share whatever you want to share. But what you need to understand is that on the other side, there is a human being who knows and sees all of the comments. But in this step, you also learn to filter out the noise. You learn to embrace your true self, and that's what matters. Fourth, the pressure to stay relevant. Like I said, algorithms always changing. You're always under this constant pressure that, oh, what if I become irrelevant? What if I don't hop onto this trend? It's totally fine. If you miss one trend, it's not the end of the world, and it's totally okay to take some downtime. And last, there are days where your creativity just disappears. You don't know what kind of content you want to create. You don't know what kind of editing you want to do to a video that you've already shot, and that's fine. Like, it may feel like, oh no, like I have so much to do, but like it's just not coming to me. It's totally okay. Just take a day off, come back refreshed, and you will see how it changes. So what I'm trying to say is, while there are all of these challenges, what really helps to survive all of that is having a purpose, a community. You know why you started. You want to connect and reach more people. And that is what's going to help you fight this the very next day. Okay, this is kind of one of my favorite slides. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about how much creators actually earn and how do they earn. So the very first way is brand collaboration, affiliate links, and YouTube monetization. Now I'll break down each of these for you guys. First one, brand collaboration is when a brand reaches out to you and they tells you that, hey, we want to create a reel on so-and-so product and we want you to share this on your feed. They pay you for the reel and the story, and again, in turn for all of the process that you do behind the scenes. That is the very first and the most common way content creators earn. Second is affiliate links. Have you guys ever seen those comment link to get this or use my code to buy this product? Have you guys seen that? So that's called affiliate marketing. That's when they earn like a small % of commission out of every sale they make. And last is YouTube monetization. How many of you spend so much time on YouTube now? Right? So you see those ads that appear just before your favorite content creator's video? So that is basically YouTube monetization. So every time you watch that ad, YouTube pays the creator a certain amount of money basis the views that they get. Now let me tell you, for the brand collaborations, how much you can charge if you already have a page with so-and-so followers. If you are a micro creator, which means if you have 10,000 to 50,000 follower base, you can charge 5 to 15,000 per reel. Isn't that amazing? If you are a mid-tier influencer, which means if you have 50K to 200K followers, you can charge anywhere between 20,000 to 80,000 per reel. And if you're a tier 1 influencer, which means anything about 2 lakh, you can charge 1 lakh rupees per reel. And now let me tell you last, what does brand actually pay for? It pays for you to build that trust with your community, to have authenticity in your content, and basically stay relevant. Okay, so I'll simplify this. It means that if you have people who actually care about your content, who comment on all of your posts, you are socially relevant, is what they are looking for. Okay, let's do a fun activity. Would you guys want to caption this?
Seal getting shocked by its friend turning its head around.
Make it funny.
Me, when my sister tells me that my mom found out about my exam scores.
I agree. My brother's right here.
Me, when I forget to do my homework.
Do you actually forget or do you just leave it?
I most of the time I forget, but I rarely leave it.
Okay.
Me and my friends.
When you realize that French fries aren't French.
True.
Me, when my friend doesn't agree to something that we're supposed to both agree on.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Me with my friends when I'm trying to show some moves.
What moves do you got? Okay, let's add the next one. We have 2 more. Okay, we have 2 more. Caption this. Okay.
Relief from exams.
True.
There is one footballer named Bellingham. He has a very similar celebration, and whenever in matches he scores, everybody shows this celebration.
I only know Ronaldo celebration.
My sister, when she finishes the whole portion before me.
She does?
Yeah.
My sister after 12th exams, free from chemistry.
Is it not you after exams as well?
I guess depends on what I choose.
Like me when me praying to God, like, please pass me my exam.
I'm sure everyone here relates to that. Okay, can we have it there as well? Yeah.
I finally convinced my dad to let me stay up half an hour later.
Did he actually let you?
Me after finishing my history homework.
Hey. Can we also have the mic in that area?
So it's about a video game called Brawl Stars. It's about a video game called Brawl Stars. Okay. Every single Brawl Star gamer after Griff gets the hypercharge.
I don't relate, but I'm sure they do. Okay, let's take 1 or 2 more from there and then we have 1 more.
Yeah. My brother right now
There,
at home.
After
Sorry, could you repeat?
My brother after 12th grade exam.
True, I do agree to that.
Jesus, give me food!
Okay, I'm going to go to the next one now. Okay, let's have the mic around. Right behind you.
A puppy accidentally fell into a river and cooling after it reaches home.
Okay.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
Me on a Monday morning.
True, who said that? I agree.
When I'm not done with my homework.
You guys have too much homework. Finish it off, guys.
So beautiful, so elegant, just looking like a wow.
When my mother shouts at my sister and I'm scared.
Who's speaking?
Me.
Oh, I agree.
My baby brother while watching a scary movie.
My sister during social studies. My sister during social studies.
Okay, can we have that
My
one?
sleep far away at night.
Okay, one last one. Let's go.
When my sister does something wrong and I get the scolding.
Ouch, I relate. Okay, I'll just pick any three of you, okay? Now, what I want to know is, if you were supposed to start your own Instagram page, what would your first post be? What niche? Basically, you remember we discussed all of those various categories that you guys can create content on. So what content would you create? What would your first post be? And what would you do differently than what you've already seen? Any three of you. Okay, let's have you. Let's have the, yeah, both of you. Yeah, both of you.
So like, I would like post. I would first post that I would first post my introduction about me, that who am I, which what post should I create, like what should you like, what would you like about me, and I should post that.
What category of content you want to create?
Travel and fashion.
Okay, what is the first destination you would want to go to?
Dubai.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I already have Instagram. It's on my pet dog, Bubbles. So its name is Foodie Bubbles Pet. So basically she's a big foodie, so that's why I named it like that. And my first post on that was basically about like the introduction in like a bubble. So like it's a picture of Bubbles, and then there's a caption, Bubble, in which she's saying that, "Hi guys, I'm a foodie. Nice to meet you all."
So an introduction in a way.
Yeah.
Have you been creating content with Bubbles a lot?
Yeah, so it's only about her. So there are all pictures of her, reels, funny reels about her, and I keep editing them and posting them. It's
That's
been over a
amazing.
year.
That's amazing. That's very cool.
Thank
I'd
you.
love to check it out.
I would start being a content creator by making reels about iMessage text stories.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like you use AI to do it, and I've seen it on like my Instagram feed.
So are there any other pages that are already doing that?
Yeah, many like Text Buzz and some other things. Like, and also I would start making like a Reddit stories.
Okay, what would your first post be?
I would use AI to find that out.
Okay, you also need to be creative. You also need to have an idea in place, and AI can help you filter it out.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi.
My name is Ishan. So I would like to create a channel where I would create videos and reels about Brawl Stars gameplay and also gaming tips. So I feel like my first post would be just clips of me doing really bad fails at Brawl Stars, and then I would just say that these are the things that a bad random does, but you will not have to do anymore. And I'll just keep the caption as like the bad random that you'll never have to be. And the whole channel will like normally the channels which like do Brawl Stars, gaming tips and everything, they just show different types to win. But instead, I would do the opposite. I would show the different types to fail so that people can avoid that and do the better things.
I love that actually. You should start creating content if you've any which way spending time gaming. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah? Awesome. Thank you. So did you guys have fun today? Yeah? Okay, I'm down to take questions if you guys have any. Okay, sorry, I will also just conclude this. So, like I said, you don't have to wait to start. I know so many of you have such brilliant ideas already. I see that spark, I see that passion. It's time to convert that and start creating content. You don't need like a fancy ring light or a fancy tripod to start. But when I started out, my brother was my tripod. So all I'm saying is start right now, have fun, and do it with full heart and passion. Thank you. Yes?
Is there any other field of content creation?
Not that I know of, but I will look it up and get back to you on that. There are a bunch of questions here.
So, what was your inspiration to start content creating? Like, do you have any role model?
Ashna Shroff was someone I would look up to when I started out, and I was just thrilled to see her journey, and I thought that, oh, you know, what if I start posting too? What if I start creating content as well? So I would say that.
Have you ever been bored of like content creating when you've been doing like the same thing, like a bit too much sometimes?
I do sometimes, but which is why I also take like 1 or 2 days off, where I just kind of take some time, think about what do I want to do differently, and that gives me such a fresh perspective on the kind of content I can actually create.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever tried quitting your job, or have you ever thought to quit your job?
I quit my job last year and I took the leap, and I did that for 6 years. It was such a safe space, and the real challenge was leaving the comfort of that and, you know, doing this full time. But, you know, there was nothing I would change to that.
So, when you first started content creating, did your parents agree to it or just no?
They did actually. They were very supportive, and it was really nice of them to like support me in any way that I could. I'd also like to give a shout out to my brother Manthan sitting right here. He also spent so much time with me, just, you know, shooting content. He was my unpaid videographer, cameraman, everything. He also taught me so many things. So I feel like my family was very supportive, and I really appreciate that.
Hi, my name is Preesh, and I want to know if you play any sport or something related to fitness.
I actually work out every single day. I go to the gym, I do strength training, and apart from that, I started playing pickleball of late. I like badminton as well, but that's pretty much it.
Communication is a very important part in content creation. So how do you communicate effectively?
It's more about understanding how you can simplify. So you may be the expert in the industry that you are, but you should understand that the audience might not be. So it's more about breaking down something that may almost seem basic to you, but maybe the other person wouldn't understand. So it's how to simplify your language in a way that everyone understands, probably even the people that are not in the industry.
At what level do you play badminton?
Bro, I play in my building.
Badminton is one of my favorite sports.
Oh, no way.
How did you feel when you got some negative comments for the first time?
It honestly discouraged me a lot. I'm not going to lie about that. But in all of that, in all of the hundreds of comments that flowed in by each minute, I would see 1 or 2 positive comments where people were like, you know, so many people use filters and you're honestly showing what real skin looks like. And those 2-3 comments just stayed with me. The reel went viral years ago, but I feel like that really taught me how can I share more real content, how can I be more unfiltered me and not aim for all of the perfect reels. So you just learn how to filter out the noise eventually. It gets easier.
Okay, so my question is that how do you feel when you won the Best Beauty Influencer Award? last year?
It was something I did not expect. It was surreal, it felt really good, and it kind of felt almost like a token of appreciation for all of the hard work that I've been putting in through all of these years. So it was really good.
Which makeup brand would you choose to be the best one? List 3.
I love Rare Beauty. I shot for Huda Beauty yesterday, so that also holds like a very special place in my heart. And third would be a L'Oreal, because the products are so good, they perform really well, and they are extremely affordable.
How many brands have approached you, and do you mind naming a few?
Yeah, I've worked with over 100 or 200 brands so far. I've worked with L'Oreal, Maybelline, Garnier, Lancome, Huda Beauty, Dyson. I also worked with a couple of travel-based brands, like basically tourist destinations like Empire State Building, 360 Chicago. So a bunch of cool partnerships. Yes.
How to create that one video that just goes like, makes your channel very viral?
I think the aim is to not aim for viral content. It's for you to create more relatable content. So there is no definition or there is no formula to go viral, but it's about how hard you work, how consistently you post, and that's when your algorithm pushes out your content a lot more in terms of rewarding you for all of the hard work and efforts that you've put into it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have you ever been inspired by any other content creator by chance?
I have so many. There are so many content creators in India and globally who are doing so well. Like I just mentioned, Ashna Shroff, she was my inspiration when I started out on my journey. But now there are so many creators that I look up to, I work with, and so many of them that I feel I have the privilege to call my friends.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
I wanted to ask that, most of the American YouTubers or Instagrammers, the ones which are really popular, they're mostly American. So most of the reels and all of the YouTube videos at least have a tiny bit of fakeness or perfectness in them. So did you ever feel overwhelmed by because those videos are feel perfect, the crowd appeals more to them. So did you ever feel pressurized by that? And did you ever feel even I should turn to become perfect so that I can get more subscribers or followers?
So I went the other way. I started off like that. I started off with trying to show my perfect life, my perfect skin, my perfect outfit, and I realized that I wasn't sparking any connections until that reel went viral, and I started realizing that people want to see what's actually true, how so many people have textured skin, how so many people have imperfect lives, but they still make the best out of it. And that's why I started sharing more raw content, which means you want to share unedited version of your life, so people know that, okay, your life is not something extravagant, you're pretty much a human being like the rest of us in this room, and it just really helps spark more of a real connection.
Have you ever been copyright striked in your life?
Honestly, I got a copyright on YouTube when I uploaded a short with the music in the background, but then I ended up taking it down.
Oh, okay.
Which editing software do you use?
I use InShot a lot. I feel like it's just very easy to work with. And now Instagram also has an edits app, which is again very convenient. You can directly share reels from the app, and it just makes it very easy to add the music, transitions, everything. So a mix of the two.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
What are the dangers of content creation, and what are the risks leading to it as a viewer and as a creator?
I don't think there are any risks, I would say, but again, the challenges that I spoke about, you just feel like some days you don't have that much of creativity, or you feel like you're burnt out. I feel like those are the only cons. Apart from that, it's more, there are times when, you spend hours doing a reel and it doesn't perform, but it's okay. I feel like over the course of time, you understand that not every reel you create is gonna reach 1 million people. It's fine.
How do you cope with failures and then go back and create better content?
So I actually, every 2 days in a month, I have set up reflection days. That's when I will not go on Instagram. I will not do anything. I will just unwind. And I think about what are all the things that worked, what are all the things that did not work. It can be anything in terms of the video not performing, the concept not being great. I will make a note of it and I will think about how can I do the negatives better and how can I keep the positives the same. So that will it's just a self exercise which helps to kind of refine content further going forward. So I feel like that's the easiest way.
Do you prefer uploading content on YouTube or Insta?
Instagram is my primary channel, but now I've started posting my Instagram reels as YouTube shorts.
So if one of your reel or post would not go viral, where would you get the confidence to post the next reel from?
I think it's about not giving up. Like I said, it's not like if you post 10 posts in a month, it's not like all 10 of them will perform. Sometimes it's going to be 3 perform really well, 5 are average, and 2 don't perform at all. Or some days it's a different mix, but that's totally okay. It's about showing up and making a difference.
How did you feel when you started your first career?
When I filmed, honestly, it was the most imperfect post that I ever made. Like, I felt like at that time it looked really good, but in all honesty, now when I have a lot of more experience, I feel like I could have done it better. But I feel like that's every creative person's thought, thinking that, oh, I could have done that better. But I feel like I owe it a lot to the very first brand that I worked with. That, you know, if they didn't have that confidence in me, I wouldn't have had the confidence in me either to like work together and do so much more in the years going forward. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I think that's a wrap for today. Thank you.
Good morning once again, everyone. So, as we come to the end and close this truly thought-provoking session of Not by the Book, Chapter 6, I feel deeply honored to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Billabong High International School.
First and foremost, a heartfelt thank you to our esteemed guest, Miss Honey Sheth, for gracing us with your presence today. Your words have not only inspired us, but also reminded us of the power of authenticity, resilience, and using your voice to break stereotypes. Your journey has lit a spark in each one of us, especially in the hearts of our young learners who are finding their own path and voice in the world. To our respected principal, thank you for your continued support and always bringing such enriching experiences to our school community.
A warm thank you to all our teachers, students, and staff who worked behind the scenes to make today a smooth and successful event. To the audience, your curiosity, energy, and enthusiasm have added a great value to this session. So,
let's carry forward the stories, the lessons, and the motivation we gained today. Let's continue to challenge the norms, speak our truth, and never shy away from owning our story, just like Miss Honey Sheth. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.